Hey guys, I will soon dive into the substance of this video, but first I will advertise an idea. My idea, the reason being it's very tightly connected to the theme of this video, which is Tarantino's universe. So Tarantino has a universe in which all of his films are connected, minus Jackie Brown plus some other movies he has been a major part of but not directed. Or rather, he has two universes, one being the real Tarantino universe and the other one consisting of the films people in the real universe are able to see. One of the greatest thematic link in this universe is this scene from Pulp Fiction in which boxer Butch uses a weapon. All of these weapons then later appear in a later film, killing one person each. Hammer from Django Unchained, baseball bat from Inglourious Basterds and katana sword from Kill Bill. He also picks up a chainsaw which have not yet appeared, and that's where my idea comes in. What if this chainsaw did not kill in direct combat, but was instead used to cut something off, like a tree or a street light, which then falls, causing intentional lethal damage, leading the chainsaw to indirectly be responsible for another murder. But yeah, I hoped you liked that idea and didn't consider hearing about it as a waste of time. Now on to the topic of this video. Why is the cinema massacre, as I believe but aint-sure Tarantino calls it, in Inglourious Basterds and the flamethrower scene from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the greatest thematic link between two Tarantino movies of all time / as of yet in my opinion? First, we have to acknowledge the objective that this scene being connected with this one.
Anybody order fried sauerkraut?
It's not a speculation or a maybe, but an absolute hardcore fact. And that everyone would say that's not clear are taking objectivity way too far. Tarantino's way of looking at the ending of Inglourious Basterds goes like this. Quote, exactly the way I look at it is this. My characters changed the outcome of the war. Now, that didn't happen because my characters didn't exist, but if they had have existed, if there had been a Fredrick Zoller who did what he did, Goebbels very well might have made a movie about him because he did make a movie in the vein of this, or at that time of the war, and if that have happened, everything that happens later in the movie is plausible. So the top Nazis are real and they existed in the Tarantino universe. But in that universe they also decided to attend a movie theater owned by Shoshana, who is a fictional Tarantino character. And she in turn decided to burn down her entire cinema, killing all the top Nazis and ending the Third Reich. Except for Hitler and Goebbels, which Donwich and Omar took care of. Now, the cinema massacre is a massive deal in the Tarantino universe. This is how the entirety of the Third Reich ended. The day Nazi Germany ceased to exist. This is what children are taught in school, reads in their history books, and learn from their parents, cousins and siblings if they somehow miss all the above. With that fact in mind, it's only natural that Hollywood executives are using this well-known movement to craft fun, profitable entertainment. That's why Rick is introduced behind the curtain, simulating the opening of a film screening, and why they are using a flamethrower to add the fire and burning Nazis. This flamethrower will later play an integral part of Rick's life, and is really the soul of this connection. Because towards the end of the movie, as he's having an armed and blind Manson member in his pool and a highly injured Cliff in his mansion, it is revealed that Rick still owns this weapon. So he decides to go on the offense in what is arguably the most awesome scene in the entire movie, but also the most horrifying. By themselves, these references are pretty cool. The connection between the cinema massacre of Inglourious Basterds and the movie industry of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a damn decent reference. And the flamethrower by its own right is a well-crafted plot point. However, that's not the end-all be-all, because looking at them one by one is really just scratching the surface. It's when you combine these two that one movie changes the other movie's real life outcome. That's correct. 100% connected while sharing no on-screen plot and being separated by both 25 years and the Atlantic Ocean. For those who didn't click on this video / link to video to practice math, Inglourious Basterds is connected to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood like this. The ending of Inglourious Basterds becomes a major part of history. This historical occurrence is then paid a tribute to by some American film company who uses a flamethrower amongst other things to parodying this important event. The flamethrower is then, after being used as a movie prop, passed on to the movie's main actor, B-movie star Rick Dalton, who then gives it real-life consequences by burning down one of the Manson members, thereby setting Inglourious Basterds in a symbiosis where this would not have played out in the way it did. If Rick didn't acted on the Manson family member, he would still have an armed, somewhat blind but still armed and probably even armed and loaded Manson supporter in his pool to be careful with. Now he instead got a peaceful ending with Cliff and with Sharon.